In this presentation, you will learn about qualitative and quantitative methodology in sociology. The contrast between positivist sociology and the Verstehen approach has been reformulated in modern sociology as a distinction between quantitative and qualitative methodological approaches respectively. Quantitative sociology is generally a numerical approach to understanding human behavior. Surveys with large numbers of participants are aggregated into data sets and analyzed using statistics, allowing researchers to discern patterns in human behavior. Quantitative sociology focuses on numerical representations of the research subjects. Qualitative sociology generally opts for depth over breadth. The qualitative approach uses in-depth interviews, focus groups, or the analysis of content sources like books, magazines, journals, television shows, etc. as data sources. These sources are then analyzed systematically to discern patterns and to arrive at a better understanding of human behavior. Qualitative sociology focuses on the ideas found within the discourse and rhetoric of the research subjects. Quantitative research is a form of research that relies on the methods of natural sciences, which produces numerical data and hard facts. It aims at establishing cause and effect relationship between two variables by using mathematical, computational, and statistical methods. The research is also known as empirical research as it can be accurately and precisely measured. The data collected by the researcher can be divided into categories or put into rank, or it can be measured in terms of units of measurement. Graphs and tables of raw data can be constructed with the help of quantitative research, making it easier for the researcher to analyze the results. Quantitative research is used to quantify the problem by way of generating numerical data or data that can be transformed into usable statistics. It is used to quantify attitudes, opinions, behaviors, and other defined variables and generalize results from a larger sample population. Quantitative research uses measurable data to formulate facts and uncover patterns in research. Quantitative data collection methods are much more structured. They include various forms of surveys like online surveys, paper surveys, mobile surveys, and kiosk surveys, face-to-face interviews, telephone interviews, longitudinal studies, website interceptors, online polls, and systematic observation. Qualitative research is one which provides insights and understanding of the problem setting. It is an unstructured exploratory research method that studies highly complex phenomena that are impossible to elucidate with quantitative research. It generates ideas or hypotheses for later quantitative research. Qualitative research is used to gain an in-depth understanding of human behavior, experience, attitudes, intentions, and motivations on the basis of observation and interpretation to find out the way people think and feel. It is a form of research in which the researcher gives more weight to the views of the participants. Case study, ethnography, grounded theory, historical and phenomenological are the types of qualitative research. Qualitative research is primarily exploratory research and is used to gain an understanding of underlying reasons, opinions, and motivations. It provides insights into the problem and helps to develop ideas or hypotheses for potential quantitative research. Qualitative research is also used to uncover trends in thought and opinions and dive deeper into the problem. Qualitative data collection methods vary using unstructured or semi-structured techniques. Some common methods include focus groups with group discussions, individual interviews, and participation or observation. The sample size is typically small and respondents are selected to fulfill a given quota. Let us look at the difference between qualitative and quantitative research. Purpose. For qualitative research, it is to understand and interpret social interactions. Quantitative research tries to test hypotheses, look at cause and effect, and make predictions. Groups studied. In qualitative research, smaller groups that are not randomly selected. In quantitative research, larger and randomly selected groups. Variables. Qualitative research study the whole, not variables. Quantitative research studies specific variables. Types of data collected. Qualitative research uses words, image, or objects. Quantitative research uses numbers and statistics. Form of data collected. Qualitative research collects open-ended responses, interviews, participant observations, field notes, and reflections. Quantitative research is data which is based on precise measurement using structured and validated data collection and instruments. Types of data analysis. Quantitative analysis identifies patterns, features, and themes. Qualitative analysis identifies statistical relationships. Most common research objectives. Quantitative research tries to explore, discover, and construct. Quantitative research describes, explains, and predicts. In matters of focus, qualitative research uses a wide-angle lens, examines the breadth and depth of the topic. Quantitative research uses a narrow-angle lens and tests a very specific topic. Results. In qualitative research, findings are more generalized and directional. In quantitative research, findings are projectable over the population. Underlining philosophy. Quantitative research follows rationalism, that human beings achieve knowledge because of their capacity to reason. Qualitative research follows empiricism. The only knowledge that human beings acquire is from sensory experiences. Approach to inquiry. Quantitative research is structured, rigid, predetermined methodology. Qualitative research is unstructured, flexible, open methodology. The main purpose of investigation in quantitative research is to quantify the extent of variation in a phenomenon or a situation. In qualitative research, we describe variation in a phenomenon, situation, or issue. Measurement of variables. In quantitative research, emphasis on some form of measurement or classification of variables. In qualitative research, emphasis on description of variables. Focus of inquiry. Narrows focus in terms of extent of inquiry, but assembles required information from a greater number of respondents in quantitative research. However, in qualitative research, it covers multiple issues but assembles required information from fewer respondents. Dominant research value. Quantitative research provides reliability and objectivity. On the other hand, qualitative research is authentic but does not claim to be value-free. Dominant research topic. Quantitative research explains prevalence, incidence, extent, nature of issues, opinion and attitude, discovers regularities, and formulates theories. Qualitative research explores experiences, meanings, perceptions, and feelings. Analysis of data. Quantitative subjects variables to frequency distributions, cross-tabulations, or other statistical procedures. Qualitative subjects responses, narratives, or observation data to identification of themes and describes these. Communication of findings. Organization is more analytical in nature, drawing inferences and conclusions, and testing magnitude and strength of a relationship in quantitative data. However, in qualitative, organization is more descriptive and narrative in nature. Thus, the differences between qualitative and quantitative research can be drawn on the following grounds. Qualitative research is a method of inquiry that develops understanding on human and social sciences to find the way people think and feel. A scientific and empirical research method that is used to generate numerical data by employing statistical, logical, and mathematical techniques is called quantitative research. Qualitative research is holistic in nature, while quantitative research is particularistic. Qualitative research follows a subjective approach as the researcher is intimately involved, whereas the approach of quantitative research is objective as the researcher is uninvolved and attempts to precise the observations and analysis on the topic to answer the inquiry. Qualitative research is exploratory as opposed to quantitative research, which is conclusive. The reasoning used to synthesize data in qualitative research is inductive, whereas in the case of quantitative research, the reasoning is deductive. Qualitative research is based on purposive sampling, where a small sample size is selected with a view to get a thorough understanding of the target concept. On the other hand, quantitative research relies on random sampling, wherein a large representative sample is chosen in order to extrapolate the results to the whole population. Verbal data are collected in qualitative research. Conversely, in quantitative research, measurable data is gathered. Inquiry in qualitative research is a process-oriented method, which is not the case in quantitative research. Elements used in the analysis of qualitative research are words, pictures, and objects, while that of quantitative research is numerical data. Qualitative research is conducted with the aim of exploring and discovering ideas used in ongoing processes. Quantitative research has the purpose to examine cause and effect relationship between variables. Lastly, the methods used in qualitative research are in-depth interviews, focus groups, etc. In contrast, the methods of conducting quantitative research are structured interviews and observations. Qualitative research develops an initial understanding, whereas quantitative research recommends a final course of action. In conclusion, it is important for sociologists to study their world methodologically and systematically. This is done through induction and deduction methods. Quantitative research is a form of research that produces numerical data and hard facts. On the other hand, qualitative research is used in gaining an understanding of underlying reasons, opinions, and motivations. The researcher, depending on the topic of his research, chooses quantitative, qualitative, or even mixed techniques to obtain first-hand information. Thank you for watching the presentation.